This is Art Television.
Samanta Chakravalesu Atra Gachantu Devata Saddhammang Munirajasa Sunantu Saggamokhadang Dhammasavana Kalu Ayang Bhadanta Dhammasavana Kalu Ayang Bhadanta Dhammasavana Kalu Ayang Bhadanta. May all divine beings arrive here to listen to sublime Dhamma expounded by the fully enlightened one. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Honor to him, the blessed one, the exalted one, the fully enlightened one. Dhamma friends, meritorious devotees. This poetry can be considered which brought light to Sri Lanka, dispelling the darkness from the country. Arahat Mahinda Thera arrived here on this foyer day from India. We know after the Third Buddhist Council, for 9 countries, the missionaries were sent, including Sri Lanka. Fortunately for our country, Emperor Asoka's great son and the great pupil of Arahat Moggali Puttatissa Thera, Arahat Mahinda, was selected, and his retinue, Ittiya, Uttiya, Sambala, Baddasala, Novice Sumana and Upasaka Banduka also accompanied in this journey or mission. On that day, King Devanam Piyatissa, the ruler of the country, was on hunting deer. And this arrival of Buddhism to Sri Lanka was known by especially the deities and great deity like God Sakra, because Supreme Buddha on his passing away bed told or instructed God Sakra that one day this country will be the main place or center for the continuation of the order of Supreme Buddha. And on the same day of passing away of the Supreme Buddha, Prince Vijaya came to Sri Lanka with a retinue of 700 people. And Buddha advised God Sakra to protect them. Buddha said, or especially instructed him to protect Prince Vijay and the retinue, thinking that these are the ones who will have the kind of population for future continuation of the Supreme Buddha's Dhamma in this island. So it was mentioned in great chronicle like this: Lankayang mama sasana rakkatu saparivarantang, like that. So it was mentioned in that stanza of great chronicle Patitissati Devinda Lankayang Mamasasanam Rakkatu Saparivarantang, like that. So therefore, the Dhamma, or especially the dispensation of the Supreme Buddha will be established in this island, and therefore Prince Vijay and the retinue should be protected. Therefore, especially God Sakra sent a messenger, that is God Utpalavanna from Tavatinsayavan, to protect them, and he came in a form of a sannyasi or a ascetic and gave them threads of chanted pirit and pure water of chanted pirit, chanted by Arahat Teras, and protected them not to be in danger, and they were protected from Queni and other devils due to the protection of Mahaparita. From that day onwards, the population growth took place in Sri Lanka, and various ministers, Anuradha and other ministers, they starting various places for living in Sri Lanka, near especially rivers like Malwatu Oya and Mahavali River and all that. That is how these various places of living of human beings started. In that fashion, when it comes to so many generations, in King Devanampiyatis period, they were the people who were quite appropriate to accept the Supreme Buddha's teachings. So after 236 years of passing away of the Supreme Buddha, Arahat Mahinda Thera arrived in Sri Lanka with supreme, the pristine Buddhism. He came in the month called Juno Jetta, which means the produce, and that is the time of rainy season, which is for the production, and it is a very good period. So in this period, Arahat Mahinda Thera arrived, who is called Anubudu. Anubudu because he is second to our Supreme Buddha. If our Arahat Mahinda Thera did not come to our country, we will never get this supreme dispensation. On this Foyer Day, therefore, we received the greatest thing in the world, that is Triple Gem. Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. Taking refuge in the Triple Gem wholeheartedly is the greatest thing one has to have in a lifetime. From then onwards, one can move forward and accumulate merits, and especially practice Dhamma, and finally come to the final emancipation. Therefore, meritorious deeds, Dhamma friends, Vesak Foyer Day is the greatest foyer for all Buddhists in the country, in the world, because of the three cardinal occurrences took place of the Supreme Buddha. But this Foyer Day is the greatest foyer for Sri Lankan Buddhists, because we received the greatest gift of Dhamma on this day. From India, the neighboring country where the Supreme Buddha was born, attained enlightenment and preached the first Dhamma sermon and passed away into Nibbana. Therefore, meritorious devotees, Dhamma friends, you all know the story, all know the historical background, and the background during the period of Supreme Buddha's Dhamma came to Sri Lanka. Almost all of you, to a certain extent, know about these things. But we must just have some kind of understanding about that particular period and especially the contextual background. During this period, Sri Lanka was not developed as such in terms of culture, in terms of thought, in terms of knowledge, in terms of education, and all that. There were people who especially, believed in some wrong views like worshipping gods, worshipping devils, and especially offering to various, inhumans, and especially they were propitiating gods and all that. But when Arahat Mahinda Thera arrived in Sri Lanka, he especially changed this thinking pattern into Buddhist way of life. He nourished Sri Lankan people, Sri Lankan culture with Buddhism, especially teachings of the Buddha. Introduced especially worship of sapling of the Sri Mahabodhi tree, because just worshipping trees is useless, and he mentioned you cannot accumulate no merit by just worshipping mere trees. Therefore, you have to worship the Supreme Buddhas, this great and sublime object of Bodhi tree, in order to accumulate merits, because it is a kind of sacred thing employed by the Supreme Buddha. From that day onwards, and especially Arahat Mahinda Thera sent messengers through King Devanam Piyatissa to King Asoka, Emperor Asoka, to be sent the sapling of the Sima Bodhi tree with his sister Arahat Sangamitta Theri. And on Unduak Full Moon Poya Day, the sapling of the Srima Bodhi was brought to Sri Lanka, and now it is in Anuradhapura, Mahamevuna, that particular garden, and Udamaluwa, it is still there as the sacred tree in the entire world, and that is the ancient tree in the entire world. So when you go there, still you can see our sacred sapling of the Supreme Buddha's Bodhi tree. When you worship it, you can gain a lot of merits. Now that was introduced by Arahat Mahinda Thera, and that is a dowry, a great dowry that we received. And that drastic change of the culture took place due to these introductions. Instead of worshipping gods and propitiating devils and all that, Arahat Mahinda Thera introduced of transferring merits to gods and transferring merits to departed relatives, not worshipping them, not propitiating them. and also he gave the what is called right view to Sri Lanka, because people were having wrong views and misconceptions, misleading ideologies. All were changed. All were changed. Now that is the greatest thing taken place in Sri Lankan culture. Now, unfortunately, this kind of prosperous culture, nourished with Buddhism, change due to invasions, especially Kalinga Maga's invasion. After 1,000 years of the advent of Buddhism, did deeper damage or kind of heinous damage to Sri Lankan Buddhist culture. Still it is available. It is still that culture dominates our Sri Lankan Buddhist culture, because you know horoscopes, the believing of horoscopes and timing and this and that, all these things, zodiac, all have been included. All are included in Sri Lankan Buddhist culture now. But those are not Buddhists. Now they are not Buddhistic. They are not Buddhist teaching. According to so many discourses, especially Silakkanda Vagga of Digha Nikaya, lengthy discourses, Kevadda discourse delivered to Kevadda Brahmin, those things are very explicitly mentioned, expounded by the Supreme Buddha. But unfortunately, Sri Lankan Buddhists now follow all those horoscopes and other things attached to astrology. Now, astrology is some kind of science. It has its own characteristics and its own subjective aspect. We know it, but in comparison with the Supreme Buddha's teachings, they have nothing to do with our real life, because Buddha's teachings go far beyond all those astrological aspects. Unfortunately, our people have not opportunity to take refuge in the Supreme Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha due to these astrological and other Brahmanic views and belief systems. Those things were later interpolations to our Sri Lankan Buddhist culture. Therefore, on this Poya day, especially we have to understand these important and very, very realistic and Buddhistic teachings, and change our lives to be better, change our life to be a real Buddhist, not leading a kind of misled Buddhist. Now you are misled by various wrong views. On the other hand, today context in Sri Lanka, people are carried away by various peoples and some people who are having robes, some ideologies of wrong ideologies. They, due to the possession of some devils, especially, they give and they claim various wrong ideas about jhana, about nibbana, about the places of the Supreme Buddha's birth, passing away, and all that, enlightenment and all that. So people are carried away and they are following these wrong ideologies. Now that is the sorrowful situation in Sri Lanka. So we have to get rid of all that and come to what is called a right path. So in order to come to right path, you have to have on the one hand merits. So those who don't have merits are misled by those wrong ideas. So they go after those monks who are telling wrong things and lies, and those people who are telling lies, they are going after them without following the Supreme Buddha's teachings. There are some people who say that they have some transcendental messages coming from Sahampati Brahma, from Brahma world. People are carried away by these wrong ideologies. Unfortunate situation. Therefore, now this is a great day that we have to come back to our real heritage, real historical heritage. That is 2300 years ago, we got real dowry, that is great dowry, that is the triple gem. So we have to take refuge in the triple gem wholeheartedly. And on that very day, when Arahat Mahinda Thera encountered King Devanam Piyatissa, he delivered, after checking the shrewd wit of King Devanam Piyatissa, asking two questions about mango tree and the relatives, having understood the shrewd wit of King Devanam Piyatissa, delivered the discourse of parable of elephant footprint. 27 discourse in Majjhima Nikaya first section, Chulahatti Padopama discourse, which includes about triple gem and how one finally come to become a monk and come to final emancipation with the belief, what is called unshakable belief of the triple gem wholeheartedly. So now on this day, what I have to emphasize is Buddhists know various things, especially about society, about world, about economics, about politics, about environment, about animals, and all that. But we do not still know about the 9 qualities of the Supreme Buddha and 6 qualities of the Supreme Dhamma, 9 qualities of the Supreme Sangha. So that, this Chula Hatti Padopama discourse itself teaches us these 24 qualities of the Triple Gem wholeheartedly. Therefore, on this day, you have to take into account and determine, I will study, get to know these great qualities of the Triple Gem and let my children know about these 24 qualities, and we all take refuge in the Triple Gem wholeheartedly. If you do like that, this Poya Day will be a great Poya Day, and you have used it successfully, fruitfully. Otherwise, this also become just like another day passing by. Therefore, meritorious devotees, Dhamma friends, and also you must know Supreme Buddha has expounded approximately 18,000 discourses. So, from these 18,000 discourses, Arahat Mahinda Thera selected some of the discourses. First one is that Chulahatti Padopama discourse, that is the simile of the little discourse on the simile of the elephant's footprint. And secondly, Vimanavattu Petavattu, about heavenly world and the Preta world. Then for the people, the Arahat Mahinda delivered what is called divine messengers, Devaduta discourse. Then about wise person and fool, Bala Pandita discourse. Then Aggi Kandopama discourse. That means how simile to the fire. And also, there is now in this explanation, the order may be different, but these discourses were delivered in Sri Lanka within the first half of his mission, at the very beginning. And Anamatagga Sanyutta, that is about the Sansara, and Satya Sanyutta, about Four Noble Truths, and also Asi Visopama discourse, about the poisonous serpents, and also Kajjaniya discourse, about the form, and also Dhammacakkappavattana discourse, the first discourse of the Supreme Buddha. So what is, first discourse he delivered, the Arahat Mahinda Thera delivered, was Chulahati Padopama discourse. The final discourse was Dhammacakkappavattana discourse. Therefore, 8,000 human beings attain various status, like Soan, Sakadagami, Anagami, and those great status. And also billions of deities attain so many those fruits. Therefore, meritorious devotees, at least you people, at least you have to read and remember and understand at least these discourses which were delivered by Arahat Mahinda Thera within the first missionary work in Sri Lanka. So, and what is the most important thing that I have to emphasize is, even though we consider ourselves as very good Buddhists, pure Buddhists, real Buddhists, still we have been unable to. We in the sense majority have been unable to be real Buddhists so far, pure Buddhists, because we have so many collaborations with, we have various mixture of other wrong views, astrology and all that. Therefore, we have to come to real Buddhism, following or practicing the Supreme Buddha's teachings. Then definitely we can be a real Buddhist, and we can take refuge in the Triple Gem then wholeheartedly, and we can follow the Dhamma, we can get results, we can get fruits. And first and foremost, even if we are unable to comprehend the Dhamma within this life, we may be able to comprehend the Dhamma within next life, or within a shorter period of time, being born in pleasurable planes without going to four hells. Therefore, try to take refuge in the Triple Gem wholeheartedly, practice Dhamma, and comprehend the Dhamma within the regime of the Gautama Buddha Sasana. And pay gratitude to Arahat Mahinda Thera all the time, and Arahat Moggali Puttathissa Thera all the time, and Emperor Asoka all the time, because we have to remember those names, because of whom that we received this great Dhamma to our country, and we were fortunate to follow the Dhamma because of these great characters, and especially Arahat Mahinda Thera. May the noble Triple Gem bless with you all. Akasattha ca Bummatta Devanaga Mahiddhika Punyantang Anumoditva Chiran Rakkantu Sasanang. Akasattha ca Bummatta Devanaga Mahiddhika Punyantang Anumoditva Chiran Rakkantu Desanang. Akasattha ca Bummatta Devanaga Mahiddhika Punyantang Anumoditva Chiran Rakkantu Mamparang. May you all be well and happy.